My name is John Ikerd. I'm a retired professor of agricultural economics, recently retired from the University of Missouri most recently. And I'm here today because I've been involved with the Right to Harm film. I've been working on these confinement animal feeding operation issues or factory farm issues for the past 25 years, since back in the mid-90s. I speak more from the long-term kind of broader perspective of what's going on with factory farming and the impact of factory farms on people in rural communities and on rural economies, in addition to the environment and animal welfare issues. There have been quite a few documentaries and other information that's been out on animal welfare issues and to a certain extent on environmental issues as well, which tends to be kind of abstract on the water or whatever. But this film goes into the impact of his factory farms or CAFOs on people that are in rural communities that live next to them, but also people that live in the broader rural communities where these operations locate. And it gets at the fundamental issue of basic human rights. The title of the film is The Right to Harm. And that's a takeoff on the idea of laws, of right to farm laws. And right to farm laws were well intended when they came in because they were to protect traditional family farmers from frivolous nuisance suits by people that didn't understand agriculture. But these operations are not like the traditional family farms. These in fact are factories. They create as much biological waste, potentially toxic waste, as small cities in some cases, or large towns. There's real public health issues associated with it. And what's happened is that they turn this right to farm laws, which protects the CAFOs from nuisance suits along with traditional family farmers. And they use that as a right basically to harm people that live next to them, because basically people are left powerless within their communities to protect themselves. And really what we're talking about in this film as much as anything is a failure of governance. A fundamental purpose of government is to protect the rights of people. If you look at the Declaration of Independence, it says, you know, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that we have inalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And it says governments are instituted to protect, to secure those rights. Well, if we have a right to life, then we have a right to clean air, clean water, and safe, wholesome food. And these factory farms or CAFOs threaten every one of those rights, not just for the people that live most closest to them, but for the people, the family farmers that are in these communities, and the people that live in the communities and society as a whole. They pollute the air and water with biological and chemical waste, and they produce foods that are of questionable safety and nutrient value. And so it's a responsibility of government to protect people, for the rights of people to a clean, healthy environment, if they're to protect them to their life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But instead, they're given priority to the economic rights of the CAFO operators, the factory farmers, giving those priority over the basic human rights of people. And so this film is important because this is the first film I've seen that really digs into the impact on people and how these people have gone to their local and state governments and tried to get governments to fulfill their responsibility and the frustration that they're facing out here. And this film can be important because we need to make the public aware. It isn't just an animal welfare issue, it isn't just an environmental issue. Those things are important, but it's basically a public health issue. Environmental issues are public health issues, and that's what we're suffering from. And it's a failure of government to fulfill its responsibility to protect the basic rights of people. Instead of giving priority to the economic rights of the corporations that increasingly control these operations, they should be giving fundamental human rights, protecting the human rights of people that live in rural communities and society in general.